today's video we're going to be taking you all over the beautiful modern city of Brisbane, Australia, which has a population of just around 2.3 million people. And we're really excited to show you this specific city because honestly it's one of our favorites so far in Australia. It's like a smaller sized city, very modern, very high built, and so there's a lot to do, a lot to see. We're going to kind of walk you through all the different places to go, but before I get started I just want to say that this first part I'm actually filming in New Zealand, but before you turn it off, don't worry. I'm filming this part in New Zealand because I made a rookie mistake and lost a little bit of footage. I accidentally deleted one of the cards, but don't worry, I still have 90% of the video. I just have to re-record the opening here. So anyways guys, Brisbane has such an amazing public transportation system, and this is how we got all around the city. It was super cheap, and our first stop on the trip was going to this really good restaurant. Of course, it being Brisbane, there's good coffee, good food at many different places, and the place we started, we had to grab, you know, a good old Australian brekkie or breakfast, and I got the acai bowl, and it was exactly what I needed to go ahead and start the day. And then shortly after that we took a quick walk over to this beautiful viewpoint where you can see pretty much all of the skyline of Brisbane along with a bridge, and it's just a great spot to grab some photos, hang out for a little bit. You can even picnic there if you want. There's some picnic tables. It was absolutely beautiful.
Alright guys, so we just got down here to Howard Smith Wharf, which is this area, as you can see, with an incredible backdrop that was recently developed and has a bunch of new restaurants, bars, and a brewery that we are about to check out called Felon's Brewery. So time for a beer.
So guys, we just got to Felon's Brewery. As Chelsea mentioned, we're trying a nice beer here, and the really cool part is you have beautiful views of all of Brisbane here on one side, on my left side here, and then on my right side, literally the bottles are being filled and getting ready for sale right next to us. So that's that noise you keep hearing. That's the bottle caps being put onto the beers. So it's pretty cool to be sitting next to it while seeing these types of views. It's one of the coolest breweries that I've seen here in Australia so far, so we're liking it a lot. So cheers.
Cheers.
We're going to New Farm Park, and we're going to see New Farm Park just really quickly. Just cut through New Farm Park and have a look. And then we'll jump on the ferry back towards the city to get the view from the river. Probably the smallest amount you can pay, like I'm not sure how much it is, it's probably $2 or something. But you can get a continuation once you're on the ferry, so it doesn't really like add up. It's just a constant trip. So that's why you swipe on and off, so you can get those continuations. Okay, hi, we're in New Farm Park. This is a kind of the beating heart of New Farm, which is one of the more kind of hip suburbs, reasonably central to Brisbane. And this park is huge. Families come down here, enjoy the space here and all the flowers. This time of year especially, there's a lot of flowers out. The gardens are really well kept. There's actually free Wi-Fi in this park if you're looking for free Wi-Fi. It's down the other end. And yeah, it's just it's one of those places where people come here to hang out with their friends, play frisbee, that kind of thing.
So guys, we're doing a little bit of friendly competition while we're shooting today's video in Brisbane. We were shooting some shots of Chelsea twirling in the flowers, and we're like, how about we just go ahead and show John versus Chelsea on Instagram, do a poll here and figure out who is the best twirler in those plants, and then the loser will go ahead and pay for the next round of beers here. Bum, 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 bum. Are we gonna make it? We have IMO travel in hot pursuit right now. Yeah, just in time. Right now, we just got onto the ferry though. This basically like brings to a bunch of different spots all around Brisbane via the river. And once again, you use that great card and it'll get you quick and efficiently to the next spot.
It's a little late, but it's right here, Customs House. It's the first building built in Brisbane. The English government, when they built towns, they would actually start by building a customs centre so they could check all the goods and everything coming into the town, so they could tax it and they make money for the Queen. Also help build roads and stuff like that. So all the really old buildings in Brisbane are built out of the stone quarried from Kangaroo Point, and where we were having breakfast today, Felon. These high banks have very, very hard rock that they use the convicts, the labour of the day, prisoners basically, to construct all the old buildings like the cathedral, Customs House, probably Parliament House, things like that, like centres of government control were built out of this really great sandstone that we have here. The Kangaroo Point was where a lot of the stone from the city was quarried, and now it's used as a recreational climbing spot. It's actually a really fantastic place to go rock climbing. Halfway up, you look around, you see all the skyscrapers and the botanical gardens. The view from up top's pretty good. We'll probably go there later today.
Alright guys, we just made it over to Riverside after a quick 45-ish minute pit stop because Chelsea forgot her water bottle, but better late than never, we made it here. And of course, if you're coming to the Riverside area, there's a lot of bars in this area where you'll be able to get a nice happy hour special. $6 Australian will get you either a nice glass of champagne, beer, or a few different other options.
We'll finish our drinks and then we'll head up to the Queen Street Mall. Okay, so we're at the post office, the General Post Office in Brisbane. This is one of the earlier buildings built in Brisbane. You can see a little bit of the cathedral. They were built right across the road from each other because they kept everything nice and tight. When the English were very good at setting up colonies around the world and they'd learnt some lessons. So we've got the post office here. This is where law and order was dealt out. People were hung here, all sorts of things. And behind it, there are some national monuments to like Post Office Square and Anzac Square. Monuments to the fallen soldiers.
Just across the street from the post office is this memorial of the Eternal Flame, which is for both Australian and New Zealand soldiers. This flame has been burning since 1930 and is meant to memorialize those who have fought for their countries. So we are now at Queen Street Mall, which is in the center of Brisbane, in the middle of the city of Brisbane. It is an outdoor and indoor mall, which is really cool, and it pretty much has everything you could ever want, from your high-end, like top designers, to your more standard, regular shops. Everyone comes here. It's so close to Central Station. It's easy walk. This is where everyone comes and kind of meets, hangs out, shops. It's also Christmas Eve day, so you can see all the people behind me. The mall will close in about an hour or two, doing their last minute Christmas shopping, getting those last minute gifts in, hustling, bustling.
So guys, just made it down here to South Brisbane, and I'm so excited to be here because I read about this place maybe 3-4 days ago when I knew we were going to Brisbane. And what it is it's this like area where they have a man-made beach, man-made pools. Come down here swimming and relaxing. So this looks like a great spot if you want to go ahead and cool down, especially during the summertime when it gets scorching hot when the sun's out. So guys, one of the last things we're gonna do today on this amazing day here in Brisbane is enjoy a cerveza here in South Bank. And we actually just found out, surprising for all of us, was since it's illegal to drink on the street here in Australia, there is a spot you actually can drink. Found this spot like right over here where you can grill out, you can enjoy a couple cervezas and hang with your family, friends, and biffles like we're doing. Speaking of biffles, we had one more join the party here. Yay!
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the sun, we don't care about the others. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we.
So guys, that finishes off our day here in the beautiful city of Brisbane, Australia. We saw so much of this city, but of course, we only did this in one day, so we only saw actually a small fraction of all the things you can see in this massive, beautiful, and modern city in Australia. So can't wait to come back.
We had fun. We had fun. Yeah, and there is a lot more about Brisbane that we didn't get to. We didn't get to West End. And we didn't really explore the valley. I mean, that's a whole weekend. And yeah, like there's loads. There's some stuff out towards the airport, and like yeah, we've got some really cool little corners in this city. so if you come a little bit more than the day, is definitely advised.
Yeah, and make sure to visit this spot. You can see beautiful views of the city. As you can see behind us, we only have the cell phone flash on right now, and that's lighting us up, and then you can see the beautiful city in the background. So it's a great spot to finish off your time here in Brisbane. So guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, by the way, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next video in Australia.
Yeah.